Hello, it's great to have you with us. This is Trinh Lê with FBNC News. Here are our headlines. Vietnam's GDP growth hit 10-year low in first quarter of 2020. Ho Chi Minh City supports 600,000 people losing jobs to COVID-19. In Danang, robot brought to life in isolated areas. Now, last weekend was not an easy one for Vietnam as the toll of COVID-19 infection climbed to 194. 31 new cases were found over the weekend, and today another 6 more people got infected. The Ministry of Health continued to urge people to strictly comply with isolation rules and social distance measures, as well as to refrain from gathering in groups and suspend unnecessary services.
The 6 new cases are all employees of Chi Minh Company, which provides services for Bạch Mai Hospital, one of the major sources of COVID-19 transmission in Hanoi. Specifically, these employees work at the boiling water delivery division of Chi Minh Company, scattered around the departments and divisions of Bạch Mai Hospital. Currently, the patients are being isolated at the Center Hospital for Tropical Diseases, Danang campus. Their health conditions are stable. Until now, there have been 30 patients positive for COVID-19 connected to Bạch Mai Hospital. In addition, the Ministry of Health has announced that 27 patients have been cured and discharged. They have been tested negative 2 or 3 times for SARS-CoV-2 and are eligible to be declared cured. However, to ensure the safety of the community, these patients will be monitored for 14 more days. The total number of people quarantined at hospitals is 711. In isolated areas is more than 32,000, and over 31,000 people have been isolated at home.
Vietnam's GDP growth tumbled to a record 10-year low of 3.82% during the year's first quarter as a result of the considerable impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, the General Statistics Office reported on Friday. GDP of the first quarter of 2020 is estimated at 3.82% compared to the same period last year. It was lower than the earlier worst-case scenario forecast of 5.96% for the whole year by the Ministry of Planning and Investment. The manufacturing and construction sector grew by 7.12%, the highest of any sector. Services rose by 3.27% and agriculture, forestry and fishery by 0.08%. Directly affected by the COVID-19 crisis, the business community have been facing a lot of difficulties. As many as 18,600 companies have temporarily suspended their operation in the first quarter, up 26% year-on-year. The accommodation and food industry fell 11.0% year-on-year, as hotels recorded plummeting occupancy rate, while restaurants are ordered to close to limit contagion. Consumer Price Index hit a 4-year high of 5.56% with double-digit growth in food prices. Last year, GDP growth hit 7.2%, the second highest growth figure in the last decade. The Ministry of Industry and Trade has slashed fuel prices for the 6th time this year, with the latest cut taking effect from 3 p.m. March 29th. Accordingly, each liter of gasoline dropped more than 4,000 Vietnam đồng, making its price now lower than 12,000 đồng, the lowest level in 11 years. Instead of waiting until March 30th as planned, the Ministry of Industry and Trade has decided to lower the retail prices of gasoline 1 day earlier. From the 29th of March, E5 RON 92 gasoline, the most popular petrol in Vietnam, lost 4,100 đồng per liter. The price cuts for diesel is 1,776 đồng, and mazout oil is 1,048 đồng. After adjustment, E5 RON 92 petrol now sells at 11,956 đồng per liter and RON 95 at 12,560 đồng per liter. This is the lowest level of gasoline prices since April 2009 This is also the sixth consecutive decline from the beginning of the year. Along with the discount, the authority has set up a price stabilization fund of 300 to 1,150 dongs for 1 liter of petrol. At an online briefing on the afternoon of March 26, Secretary of Ho Chi Minh City Central Party Committee Nguyễn Thiện Nhân acknowledged that due to the COVID-19 pandemic, many businesses had to close down and have no revenue to pay their staffs. Therefore, the committee has discussed about the solutions to support them.
The Standing Committee of the City Party Committee agreed to use half of the amount earmarked for pay rises for all civil servants of the city to support people who have lost their jobs due to the impact of the COVID-19. It's estimated that the amount would be able to cover allowances of 1 million dong per person per month for about 600,000 people. The city urges people to refrain from gathering in groups in accordance with the regulations, also encourages people to stay at home, to work from home, and that students to study online.
Lottery service will be suspended for 15 days. This is one of the Prime Minister's orders in a recent online meeting with 5 central cities. The Ministry of Finance said that it had issued documents to the provincial people's committees to order the suspension of the operation of local lottery companies, prize-winning game services, and casinos. The documents emphasized that in order to contain the spread of the disease, lottery ticket sellers must not go around and sell lotteries. Thus, according to the Prime Minister's directive, the issuance of lotteries will be halted for 15 days, starting from April 1st. And in order to reduce the pressure on the health workers at Danang Hospital for Women and Children, the teachers of Danang University of Science and Technology have built a make-to-order robot to serve in isolated areas of the hospital. With a simple-to-use, full-featured user interface, this robot can help reduce contact between doctors and suspected COVID-19 patients.
Rugged design, flexible movement, can carry heavy loads of up to 100 kg, especially with a built-in camera that helps it observe and communicate. BK Anti-COVID Robot is a product invented by the teachers from Danang University of Technology, ordered by Danang Hospital for Women and Children.
It must be sterilized, be able to move slowly into isolation areas, and have cameras installed. In general, it's completely different from the robots we've ever made. So at the request of the hospital, we started designing and building this robot straight away. Our first impression was that it's simple, easy to use. All staffs can use it. It's also very easy to install and charge the batteries.
With its unique advantages, BK Anti-COVID meets the hospital's daily needs for medicine and food delivery in the quarantine areas. Additionally, it can be easily cleaned and disinfected, helping to reduce direct contact among doctors and suspected infected people, as well as reducing protective clothing costs.
With the support of this robot, the number of health workers entering the quarantine, as well as the number of protective equipments to be brought into the isolation areas, have been reduced.
Faced with the complex developments of the pandemic, the pressure on health workers will be greatly reduced with this robot brought to life in isolated areas. Inventions like BK Anti-COVID are indeed worthy of appreciation and replication.
Hanoi's People's Committee has just issued Plan number 62 on reading cultural development by 2025 and further orientation by 2030.
According to the plan, by 2025, the city will have upgraded and invested in a public library system for educational, cultural, and scientific institutions, strengthening access to and use of information and knowledge, especially improving the effectiveness of reading culture. The plan also states that Hanoi aims to ensure 80% of pupils, students, and learners at educational institutions use the public library system on a regular basis. 20 to 25% of people in rural areas, 15 to 20% of people in mountainous areas, and areas with difficult socio-economic conditions have access to books, newspapers, and research papers. The city also strives to make Hanoi the book center of the country by 2030 and to make publishing one of the cultural industries of the capital city.
So that has been our FBNC News today, Monday. Thank you for watching and we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.